Okay. Hey everyone, Jemin here. In this video, we'll be taking a look at this kit, the Master Grade Zeta Gundam version 2.0. So taking a look at the box art here, we can see the Zeta Gundam flying. And yes, this is the version 2.0, not the new Ver.Ka that came out. The bottom here has the Zeta Gundam, but the top has the Wave Rider mode. On this one side, we got the front and rear view of the kit. We've got some features showcased here. I don't really do this with my kits, but there's a kneeling pose. And then there it is in the Wave Rider mode. And on this side, we can see it holding the Hyper Mega Launcher and on the included base. And here's some articulation and some parts to detail. And there's all the equipment, a rifle, some sabers, and the Hyper Mega Launcher, a shield. And what I really like about the Zeta Gundam is that the shield looks so different and unique. And here's a picture of it all built up, ready to launch. This is an old print, as you can see. It's a red logo. Usually the logos now, or have been for a few years now, the blue Bandai logo. But you can see by the barcode here, it went for about 5,000 yen, and I got it for 4,000. So that's pretty cool. Now I've actually unboxed this kit before, so there are no plastic wraps. But I haven't cut anything from this, so I'll still get to show you what's in it. Now let me just arrange this alphabetically. I'm out of practice. There we go. So let me just fix this up. Okay, just like before, let's go over the runners. We got runner A here in multicolor. We also have some clear parts here for the head sensors. We have two of these, runner B in red, some backpack and foot parts. We have runner C in white, so white usually just armor parts. But you can see how much detail there is here on the leg parts. Not too much detail, but there's enough. We have two of runner D, again in white. We have one runner E in this, I don't know what kind of blue this is. It's not the usual blue like the RX-78. We have two of runner F in blue armor parts. We have this big runner G with some navy. It's kind of too big for where I set up my camera because it's hitting the wall, but yeah, here it is. So the dark parts of the kit aren't in black. It's in this really dark navy color. And we're starting to have the gray inner frame parts here with runner H. And you can see some inner frame here for the legs. Some nice detail there. We have runner I in this gray again, but it's kind of a harder plastic than runner H. And I don't know, they just look like obscure gray pieces to me. Except for this here, which are parts for the hands. They're the triple fingers and then one trigger finger type of hands. We have two of runner J. And again, it's in the harder gray plastic. K is a runner of polycaps. And then I think this is L. It's the base launch pad of the hangar or the ship. It goes with the base of the Master Grade Gundam Mark II. And then more parts for the base here on runner M. And you can see this got kind of warped, but it doesn't really affect any of the parts. We have runner N in the orangey yellow and looks like just pieces for the V-fin. We have runner SB1 in this clear pink for the beam sabers. We have this reflective sheet for stickers. We have a sheet of dry transfer decals. And we got the sheet for sticker decals. I probably won't use these, but I might use these foil stickers for the sensors, because I think they actually look nice. And then we have the manual. Okay, so let's take a look at the manual. We have the same art as the box art here. And on the back we have the painting guide, and when we open it, we have some information, but they're all in Japanese, so I have no idea what it says. And some tips on how to build the kit. We have the runner list. It goes all the way from A up to N. Basically just some instructions, and then the center is colored. Here's a bunch of the Zeta Gundam model kits that have been produced, but here we have the version 2.0 features, and then back to instructions. Whoa, there's a fold out page for the transformation actually. It's no parts forming here, but yeah. And that's everything inside the box. Really looking forward to build this kit. Some of you know that the Zeta Gundam is my favorite Gundam. It's been a couple of years since I first unboxed this kit. I'm really excited to finally get to work on it. So building this kit is kind of a mixed bag. Zeta Gundam has been, for a really long time, my favorite Gundam design. So I've really been looking forward to building this kit. The experience of putting this 2.0 kit together just didn't hit quite right. If you're used to the newer kind of plastic that Bandai has been using, you might find some of the runners to be made of a harder plastic that's kind of more difficult to work with. You can also add in the fact that some of the runner gates are really thick, so those nubs are going to be really hard to work on. You'll also be spending most of your time working on the inner frame pieces because of what the Zeta Gundam is. Since it's a transforming mobile suit, the inner mechanisms have a lot of functional pieces rather than just gimmicky or aesthetic parts. And to add even more to it, this is also the first master grade kit I've built in years, so I'm a bit rusty working on Gunpla. That said, I would not recommend this kit to be anybody's first master grade. There's a fair number of pieces to cut out of the runners and clean up, and I don't think that's an experience I would wish on somebody excited to build their first 1/100 scale Gundam. But here we go, I'll show you what's included in the kit. So the Zeta Gundam comes with the usual shield, beam sabers, and beam rifle, but it also comes with a bit more stuff. So let's go through them one by one. So just to get them out of the way, first of the accessories are these beam sabers. Just like any other master grade kit, or any Gundam kit actually, comes with 2 beam sabers, and the handles are stored on the side skirts of the kit. Next up we have the shield. I think it's pretty unique. Its main purpose is to be the nose of the Wave Rider mode. I don't know, just from the proportions of it all, I don't think this is the best thing to protect your mobile suit with. Nonetheless, I still really like how it looks, and it's part of the reason I love the Zeta Gundam. So the beam rifle is mostly in dark blue plastic. You can see here the nub marks that are really hard to get out. If you're really planning to build this kit in particular, you should be ready for some nub marks on dark plastic. So the barrel extends like so. It could also be stored on the forearm like the shield with this connector. And this connector also has 2 configurations. I think this is for when it's in Wave Rider mode. And then the handle is here, folds out like so. And then the sensor also folds up like this. You don't really have extra ammo packs, but you can remove this and do, I guess, reloading action. Reloading poses. I don't think it's the most eye-catching design, but at least it's not all gray. Now, if you're not satisfied with the beam rifle, this kit actually comes with the Hyper Mega Launcher. Just to compare, that's the size difference there. When this is extended, that's what it looks like. But when this is extended, that's what it looks like. So yeah, this is the Hyper Mega Launcher. I think this is a handle too on top, and you can pull it up like so. Because it doesn't really look like a sensor, and it's been a really long time since I watched the anime, so I'm not sure what that is. And then the handle is stored under here, and it folds out like so. There are also secondary handles, because you know the Zeta Gundam can't carry this whole big ass weapon with just one hand. So you can also fold these out like so. You can have the Zeta Gundam hold it with one hand down here and either of the other hands on each side. So the Hyper Mega Launcher, it's cool that it's so large, but it looks really plain. The only thing going for it is just its size. But aesthetically, if it had a bit more contrast with panels or just design in general, I think it would have been better. One of the best parts of this kit is this launch pad. This basically serves as your action base. You can have the Gundam displayed on top of it here, or just have it stand down here like with the Gundam Mark II right there. And another neat thing about this is we can connect it to that base over there with the Gundam Mark II, and I'll show you that later with posing. We also have these ammo packs for the wrist grenades. I might only use one of them since one of the arms is gonna have the shield attached to it, but at least I get some use out of them. And these grenade ammo packs actually have detail inside, but you'll never really see it because why would you open it? Last but not least, we have some figures. There's also a pilot figure in the cockpit of the mobile suit, and you can't really see it. I don't even know how he's supposed to go in and out of there, but yeah, it's there. But yeah, we have two other minifigures apart from the pilot figure, so if you really like painting miniatures, this might be a really nice kit for you. So here it is, loaded out with some normal accessories, the beam rifle, the shield. I also put the grenade ammo pack here. I'll show you a bit more about it later because it does have a gimmick. But let's move on to the articulation. Okay, I guess just to get it out of the way, you can push the grenade ammo packs here and you can open the hatch there, and I guess you can reenact some launching poses or shooting poses with that. For the head, it can look up this far and look down this far, not so much. It can go side to side but not all the way around unless you're willing to risk breaking anything, because the V fin does fold like this, but that's mostly for the transformation. For the shoulders, we should have a full rotation, but the backpack or the wings just get in the way. This vent or thruster also falls in like so, but that's more for the transformation again. We have a piece of armor that flaps here on the shoulder. We can bend the arm up like so. We can twist it here. The elbow is double jointed, so it can fold just like so, a pretty full bend. There's a hinge on the top of the wrist here, and then there's a ball joint by the hand. So you got a lot of motion with the hands here. And then the thumb is on a ball joint, the index finger is on a ball joint, and then the three fingers here are all joined together. If you watched my Zaku 2 video, you'll see that most 2.0 kits have that. It's pretty much the hand design for the 2.0 kits. So the hand can hinge back like this and hinge forward like that. A lot of people don't like this type of hands, but you know, it's fine by me. For the torso, there's not really anything except for the ball joint at the hips. You can also open the cockpit here. So the hatch of the cockpit folds up, but the cockpit itself also folds up, but that's more for the transformation again. We got some front skirts on ball joints here. We have two hinges and a peg for rotation for the side skirts here. The back skirt also flaps, but it's blocked by the backpack. So the backpack is actually connected in an intricate way. So it's on a lot of hinges here on the actual mobile suit. It's connected to the back like this. And then it's also connected to this center piece here with ball joints, I guess just to keep it from flapping all around. With those ball joints disconnected, this center part can fold out like so, and then this thruster part can also hinge here. But I think again that's more of just for the transformation. So here at the hips we have hinges that can make the legs go outward like so. I think it can go higher, but I don't want to push it. It can go back this much. You can pretty much go all the way back and front, but going to the back is just blocked by so much stuff again. Here it is all the way front. The knees are also pretty complicated because of the transformation, but it looks like it's double jointed, but you only get this much of a bend. You can also bend it down here, but it's blocked by this armor piece. You have this armor on the knee that can also flap out like that. This armor piece also goes up or down. There's this flap down here. The ankle guard is on a peg and a hinge, so you can kind of rotate it around. And then the ankles are not very mobile, and the pegs that make them move or holds them in place are pretty stiff, so it's pretty scary to move it around. And then you can point down the toes like so for the transformation. You can also point it up like this. I don't know what that's for, but you know, I probably missed some stuff, but I think most of those are for the transformation. Like this, there's another hinge here on the shoulder that I forgot, but I think that's more of just for the transformation again. So I guess that's just a sign that I should get into the transformation. The transformation of the Zeta 2.0 is actually really simple, but learning the transformation from the manual was really hard at some steps. Some of the illustrations were just really hard to figure out, like the perspective of some of the steps were just so confusing. But in the end, when you finally have it in Wave Rider mode, it does feel kind of simple to do. So when it's in Wave Rider mode, I think it looks nice. You can see it actually fits in both my hands, so it's a pretty substantial display piece. And if you consider the display stand as part of the whole piece, then it gets even bigger. I know it may just look like a folded up Gundam to some people, but for somebody like me that's actually a fan of the design, the story, like everything that's related to the Zeta Gundam, it's pretty satisfying to see the Wave Rider mode in this side. Although it does just sit there, you can't really make it look like it's doing anything. So I'll probably have this kit mostly in the mobile suit mode, just so it's easier to change it up with some poses when I want to. Which brings us to our next topic. Now let's talk about posing. After transforming it back to the mobile suit mode, I noticed that the torso and the hips are pretty delicate, and if you don't put them back properly, you won't be able to put this kit in a proper pose. And since these pieces are so delicate, it would be best if you really are careful when you're moving around the joint. This is a model kit after all, not an action figure. If you're too rough with it, you might just break those connecting pieces, and that would not be a fun time. In all the B-roll shots that I took, I didn't really want to change up the pose of the Zeta Gundam because I was honestly scared of breaking something. I might just be unnecessarily careful with it, but I couldn't be bothered risking breaking this kit and being disappointed and sad like that. Some final thoughts. So the Master Grade Zeta Gundam version 2.0. I like it. It looks good, it has nice accessories, even has a display stand, but I don't know if it's a good kit overall. It is kind of an old kit, so the engineering and design of the build might just feel lacking. If you've built other more recent Master Grades, which is in fact the case for me, but now that it is built up, I do like how it looks. I think it makes for a really nice display piece. And I know I won't really transform this kit a lot, but knowing I have the option to transform it is kind of satisfying. Also, since it has a transformation, you can kind of think it's like two kits in one. Except you have to stash away one kit for another if you want to transform it. Now, would I recommend the Master Grade Zeta Gundam version 2.0? I don't think so. The Master Grade Zeta Gundam Ver.Ka just came out a year or 2 years ago, I think. So it's pretty recent. A lot of the reviews say that it's actually pretty hype. So if it were me trying to choose blindly, I'd probably check out the Ver.Ka instead. Well, that's it for my opinions on the Zeta Gundam version 2.0. If you found this video helpful or fun, a like and a subscribe would really help out. I'm working on a smooth video workflow, so expect more content soon. And thanks for watching. Bye!